Twice already, Jeff Bezos has successfully sold shares on his own company before a fall in the stock market. The first time before falling by almost 6% and the second time by as much as 35%. One loud bankruptcy will be enough for this bubble not to burst, but literally explode. Insider trading of course exists, and I'm more than sure that Jeff Bezos by his actions speaks of an imminent and very strong market movement. Why did Jeff Bezos sell over $3 billion worth of Amazon shares? Let's figure it out. Hi everyone, you are on the Self-Made Club channel. My name is Maria and you've probably heard that Jeff Bezos sold Amazon shares for $3 billion. But to be honest, this could not have been given much importance because it was his company and his shares he wanted and he sold. But if everything were so simple, this video wouldn't simply haven't been released. Therefore, let's understand the situation. Such a large sale of his own shares is not a novelty for Bezos. In the recent past, Bezos has already sold his own shares. For example, before the March stock market crash, after which this topic was actively promoted in social networks and the media, making Jeff a herald of the apocalypse. Or a fairly large sale of his own shares in August 2019. Then Jeff sold the shares shortly before a serious correction in the stock market. So, why he's doing this? Before we move on to analyzing this situation, please like and subscribe to our channel. And also watch this video till the end, and then you will find out not only why Jeff did it, but also see a real example of insider trading, which I will show you. I decided to split my analysis of the Amazon stock sale into 3 stages. Let's start with the fact that when it comes to finances, you need to be aware of where and from whom you receive this information in order to know whether you can trust it. The topic of the imminent end is being dispersed in various dubious sources, where the main goal is to create a hype, raise your ratings, cash in on it. But with this misconception for the sake of dubious benefits, then you know by default I don't trust such as information. I see a similar picture now in the topic of the sale of Amazon shares by Jeff Bezos, and you know who is actively promoting it in social networks and the media as a signal for the markets to fall in a month. The correct answer is founder of the hedge fund Will Mead. For reference, hedge funds make money on speculation, and most of them are now in short position in relation to the stock market, which means that they are ready to inflate any excuse regarding the second wave of the market decline, because if it's not, they will go bankrupt, and this is very real threat. Through such the ruin of the billionaire Ray Dalio fund in due time after an unsuccessful bet on the crisis, which never happened. He recalled the story in an interview where he told how they managed to recreate their company. Why do I say that the panic was on purpose? When covering this story, it was cited as, "Look, nobody knows why he's selling billions of dollars worth of Amazon shares, but the previous time there was a collapse, which means soon the market will collapse again." But I just looked and flipped through the lowest thread under this tweet and found there a fairly simple explanation that Bezos sells shares every 6 months to finance his Blue Origin space program. Well, Jeff wants to compete in the space race with Elon Musk. Apparently, he's selling his shares, but seriously. After that, I decided to read the news over the past few years on this matter and found this, which I quote further. Bezos announced in 2017 that he would sell $1 billion in Amazon shares annually to fund his space company Blue Origin. Later, the billionaire took on new commitments in September 2018. He pledged $2 billion to the fund Bezos Day One Fund, which supports non-profit organizations that help homeless families and create a national network of Montessori preschools. Since then, Bezos has given out about $200 million to non-profits, and in addition, in February 2020, the billionaire announced that he was launching the Bezos Land Foundation, which will tackle climate change. For this person, he has pledged $10 billion. And now attention, a question to everyone who dispersed the topic with Bezos under the slogan of a mysterious and unknown sale. Why did you do this? Answer options. Because we never check information, because we don't know how to use Google and have forgotten how to read in general, and the third option, we deliberately panic in order to use this situation in own purposes. Write in the comments why do you think they do this. Well, I'm moving on the real analysis of stock sales by Jeff Bezos. In the previous part of the video, I said that the sale of Amazon shares is not a secret, and taking into account the obligations undertaken by Bezos, he really needs a tidy sum of several $billion. And if someone doesn't know that the state of the richest people in the world is not assessed by the size of their banking bills or the number of dollars and gold bars under the mattress and at their cost assets, therefore Jeff doesn't have the $192 billion that he attributed, but he owns assets for this amount, and most of them are shares Amazon, and to take and give money for the development of another project or for charity, he must sell part of his shares. If we study history of sales, then the first time Bezos entered the market just before a serious correction was in August 2019, and the second time it happened in February 2020, and the third sale took place just a few days ago. Let's mark them on the S&P 500 index chart and see what happened next. As we can see, twice Bezos successfully sold before the stock market fell, for the first time by almost 6% and the second time as much as 35%. And if the theory that the secret signal is correct, we should see the beginning of a new collapse almost in a week. But wait, what assets did Jeff Bezos sell? Let's look at the chart of the shares that were sold and set the selling points. It turns out that if the sales were not what Bezos stated, namely the regular needs to allocate money for other projects, then he made an obvious mistake. Because from the moment of the first sale, Amazon shares grew by 80%, and even for the richest man in the world, this is good money, and he clearly wouldn't throw it away just so that he could only hope for someone about a new sale on the stock market. If you look at the US stock market as a whole, it resembles a huge bubble. This is especially clearly seen in the current value of Amazon shares. One match will be enough, one loud bankruptcy, so that this bubble doesn't burst, but literally explodes. And if for analyzing the market and looking for such black swans, conspiracy theories suit you, you can use them as they say. This is voluntary, but I ask you not to blindly believe what you have been told, but always check information personally. Get to the bottom of the matter and include critical thinking. Then I will give an example of real insider trading. But first, I will ask all those who have not subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to do this and turn on alerts, because your support is the best motivation for creating new videos. To understand how insiders work, I will give a real example with Mrs. Kelly Loeffler, who is the wife of the owner of the New York Stock Exchange, Jeffrey Sprecher, who had the first US licensed trading platform for trading in Bitcoin betting futures, and is currently a senator from the state of Georgia. She very successfully sold most of the shares just before the fall in February, and according to Kelly herself, she didn't know anything. The assets were managed by special people, and in general, she was informed about transactions with a huge delay. At the same time, Kelly Loeffler was at a closed meeting of the Senate Health Committee. Therefore, she had all the information to know about the impending lockdown and to guess how it would affect the US economy and the stock market. By the way, then she announced that everyone should lag behind her, and she sold all the assets together with her husband. As a result, the story was somehow hushed up and the heads didn't roll. This story suggests that insider trading exists, and I'm more than sure that Jeff Bezos has enough connections in the Senate, which gives him access to information that is close to the public. But it is extremely difficult to find some secret meaning in his actions. This is like Buffett's recent secret deals, when he bought shares in Bank of America, and by analogy with the story with airlines, after some time he had to throw all his bank's shares on the market. But instead, Buffett bought another, because he is completely another level, and we can speculate on the basis of past events. They say it will be so because it has already happened before, but in fact this is nothing more than an assumption. The chance of which will be fulfilled is 50-50. That's either it will happen or not. Share this video with those who are interested in the fall of the markets due to the actions of Jeff Bezos. And don't forget to write what you think about the situation in the comments. And that is for today. Thank you for watching. It was Self-Made Club channel. See you next time.